Hello and welcome back to Better English Step by Step. This is your calm, long-form English learning podcast. We are so happy you have decided to press play today. Whether you are walking, commuting to work, or maybe winding down at home with a cup of tea, this is your time to focus on yourself and your English fluency. My name is Sarah.
And I am Mark. Hello, everyone. It is great to be here with you. We have a very interesting session planned for you today. It is a topic that touches everyone's life, every single day.
That is right, Mark. Today we are going to talk about habits, but we are not just going to list our schedules. You see, many English learners get stuck at a certain level. When they talk about their daily lives, they sound a little bit like robots.
Exactly. You might know what I mean. You say things like, I wake up at 7, I eat breakfast, I go to work, I come home, I sleep. It is grammatically correct, but it is not very natural. It does not tell us about the person inside the routine.
Precisely. It does not explain your psychology. It does not explain why you do things, what is difficult for you, or what you are trying to change. So for the next hour, we are going to walk you through the real sentence patterns native speakers use to talk about their habits. We will look at phrases for tendency, phrases for struggle, and phrases for effort.
We are going to take this slowly, step by step. You will hear explanations, plenty of examples, and then we will give you space to repeat after us. By the end of this hour, you will be able to describe your personal growth and your daily life with much more detail and confidence.
Before we begin, if you enjoy these long, relaxing lessons, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. It helps us create more content like this for you. Now take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let's start with our first concept.
Our first step is moving away from the words always or usually. These words are fine, but they are a bit rigid. When native speakers talk about their habits, they often use a softer, more sophisticated phrase, I tend to.
I tend to. Let's look at that verb, tend, T-E-N-D. It means to be likely to behave in a certain way or to have a particular characteristic. When you say, I tend to do something, you are saying that this is your general habit, but maybe not 100% of the time. It is a leaning, it is a tendency.
It is a great way to sound more fluent. Instead of saying, I usually wake up early, you can say, I tend to wake up early. It sounds a bit more descriptive. Let's practice the pronunciation first. It is very simple. Tend to. Tend to. Notice how the D and the T blend together slightly. Tend to.
Let's try some examples. I will say a sentence, and then I want you to repeat it. We will leave a short pause for you to speak. Here's the first one. I tend to wake up early on weekends.
Listen again and repeat. I tend to wake up early on weekends.
Good. Now let's think about the opposite. Maybe you are not a morning person. Mark, how would you say that?
I would say, I tend to stay up late.
Let's practice that. Repeat after Mark.
I tend to stay up late.
Excellent. This phrase is very useful for describing your personality through your habits. For example, when I am stressed, I have a specific reaction. I get quiet. So I can say, when I am tired, I tend to get quiet.
That is a great example. It adds condition and result. Let's try that one. It is a bit longer, so listen carefully. When I am tired, I tend to get quiet.
Your turn. Repeat. When I am tired, I tend to get quiet.
Very good. Let's think about work habits. Maybe you are the kind of person who checks their email immediately in the morning. Sarah, do you do that?
Unfortunately, yes. I tend to check my email as soon as I wake up. It's not a great habit, but it is the truth. Let's practice that sentence. I tend to check my email as soon as I wake up.
Go ahead and repeat. I tend to check my email as soon as I wake up.
Now, what about negative sentences? How do we say that we generally do not do something? We don't say I don't tend to. That is possible, but there is a more common way. We say I tend not to.
Right, I tend not to. This is very elegant. For example, if you avoid caffeine in the evening, you could say, I tend not to drink coffee after 5 p.m.
Let's try that. I tend not to drink coffee after 5 p.m. Repeat.
Good. Here is another one. Maybe you are a careful spender. You save your money. You could say, I tend not to spend money on things I don't need.
Listen again. I tend not to spend money on things I don't need. Now you say it.
Excellent. This structure, I tend to and I tend not to, instantly raises your English level from A2 to B1 or B2. It shows you understand nuance. You are not a robot programmed to always do the same thing. You are a human with tendencies.
Let's do a few more rapid-fire examples to lock this into your memory. I will give you a situation, and Mark will give you the sentence using tend to. Then you repeat. Ready? The situation is eating. You usually cook at home.
I tend to cook my own meals.
Repeat.
I tend to cook my own meals.
Situation. Socializing. You usually listen more than you speak.
I tend to listen more than I talk.
Repeat that one. It is a good one to know.
I tend to listen more than I talk.
Situation. Procrastination. You usually leave things until the last minute.
I tend to leave things until the last minute.
Repeat. Be honest if this is true for you.
I tend to leave things until the last minute.
Very good work. You are already sounding more natural. Now let's move to a slight variation of this. Sometimes we want to sound a bit more formal or emphasize that the action is a repetitive routine. We can use the phrase, I have a habit of.
I have a habit of. This is followed by the ing form of the verb, or the gerund. So you don't say, I have a habit of wake up. You say, I have a habit of waking up.
Exactly. This phrase is often used for small, specific actions, sometimes negative ones, but not always. For example, I have a habit of biting my nails.
That is a classic one. Let's practice it. I have a habit of biting my nails. Repeat.
Or maybe something positive. Maybe you write in a journal every night. You can say, I have a habit of writing in my journal before bed.
Listen closely to the rhythm. I have a habit of writing in my journal before bed. Repeat.
Notice how the words connect. Habit of. It almost sounds like one word. Habit of. I have a habit of.
Let's try a common modern habit. Checking your phone. Sarah?
I have a habit of scrolling through social media when I am bored.
That is a long one. Let's break it down. I have a habit of scrolling.
I have a habit of scrolling
Through social media when I am bored.
through social media when I am bored.
Now put it all together. I have a habit of scrolling through social media when I am bored.
Your turn. Wonderful. So now you have two powerful tools. I tend to plus the base verb, and I have a habit of plus the ing verb. These help you describe what you do. But what about the things that are hard to do?
That brings us to our second major section, the struggle. You see, real personal development is about overcoming difficulty. If you want to talk about your growth, you need to talk about what is hard for you. But we don't just want to say, it is hard. We want to be more specific.
The best phrase for this is I struggle with.
I struggle with. S-T-R-U-G-G-L-E. To struggle means to try very hard to do something when it is difficult or presents a problem. When you say, I struggle with, you are admitting a weakness or a challenge. It is a very human, authentic thing to say.
Grammatically, you can use struggle with followed by a noun or followed by a verb ending in ing. Let's start with nouns. A common one is anxiety.
I struggle with anxiety.
Simple and powerful. Repeat after Mark.
I struggle with anxiety.
Maybe you struggle with time management. That is a noun phrase. Mark?
I struggle with time management.
Repeat. I struggle with time management.
This is much better than saying I am bad at time management. I am bad at sounds permanent. I struggle with sounds like you are fighting it, you are working on it. It is an active state.
That is a beautiful distinction, Mark. Let's try another noun. Motivation. Many learners feel this.
I struggle with motivation sometimes.
I added sometimes at the end to soften it. Let's try that. I struggle with motivation sometimes. Repeat.
Now, let's look at using verbs with this phrase. If you use a verb after struggle with, it must end in ing. For example, sleeping.
I struggle with sleeping at night.
Or focus, focusing.
I struggle with focusing on my work.
Let's practice that one. It is very common in the office. I struggle with focusing on my work. Repeat.
What about making decisions?
Oh, that is a big one for me. I struggle with making decisions.
Listen and repeat. I struggle with making decisions.
Now, there is a variation here. Instead of I struggle with plus ing, you can say I struggle to plus the base verb. The meaning is the same, but the grammar changes slightly.
Right. So instead of I struggle with waking up, you can say I struggle to wake up.
Let's practice this variation. It is good to have variety in your speech. I struggle to. Let's use the example of saving money.
I struggle to save money.
I struggle to save money.
How about finding time?
I struggle to find time for exercise.
This is a very common sentence structure for busy adults. Listen again. I struggle to find time for exercise. Your turn.
Let's try a language learning example. Maybe you understand English well, but speaking is hard.
I struggle to find the right words when I speak.
That is a great sentence. Let's break it into two parts. I struggle to find the right words
I struggle to find the right words
when I speak.
when I speak.
All together now. I struggle to find the right words when I speak. Repeat.
Feeling confident? You should be. Admitting what is difficult is the first step to changing it, and using good English to do it makes you sound very articulate.
Let's add one more phrase to this difficulty section. Sometimes struggle feels too strong. Maybe it is not a big fight, it is just difficult. In that case, we use the pattern, I find it difficult to.
I find it difficult to. This is a very useful pattern. Find here doesn't mean you looked for something and picked it up. It means you perceive it or experience it in that way.
Exactly. The structure is I find plus it plus adjective plus to plus verb. You can change the adjective, but today we will stick with difficult or hard.
For example, I find it difficult to concentrate in noisy places.
Let's try that. I find it difficult to concentrate in noisy places. Repeat.
Or with the word hard, I find it hard to say no to people.
Oh, that is a good one about boundaries. Listen again. I find it hard to say no to people. Repeat.
Let's compare the two structures we just learned. Mark, give me a sentence with struggle.
I struggle to keep my desk organized.
Now say the same idea with find it hard.
I find it hard to keep my desk organized.
They mean almost the same thing. Struggle implies a bit more effort, a bit more of a fight. Find it hard is more of an observation. Use whichever one fits your feeling.
Let's do a quick review drill. I will say the topic, Sarah will give you a sentence, you repeat. Topic, healthy eating. Phrase, struggle with.
I struggle with eating healthy food.
Repeat.
Topic, remembering names. Phrase, find it difficult.
I find it difficult to remember names.
Repeat. Topic, getting up early. Phrase, struggle to. I struggle to get up early in winter.
Repeat.
Excellent. We have covered your natural tendencies, I tend to, and your difficulties, I struggle with. Now we need to talk about the solution. How do you talk about the work you are doing to improve?
This is the section on intentionality. This is where you become the hero of your own story. You are not just struggling, you are fighting back. The key phrase here is, I make an effort to.
I make an effort to. This is stronger than I try. I try is okay, but I make an effort sounds like you are really putting energy into it. It sounds deliberate.
The structure is simple. I make an effort to plus the base verb. For example, I make an effort to drink more water.
Let's practice that. I make an effort to drink more water. Repeat.
Think about your relationships. Maybe you want to call your parents more often.
I make an effort to call my parents every Sunday.
Repeat. I make an effort to call my parents every Sunday.
What about at work? Maybe you want to be more organized.
I make an effort to plan my day every morning.
Listen to the rhythm. Make an effort to. It flows together. I make an effort to plan my day every morning. Your turn.
Sometimes we use the continuous form, I am making an effort to. This emphasizes that this is a current, ongoing project in your life right now.
That is a great nuance. For example, I am making an effort to be more positive.
That implies you are working on it these days. Let's try it. I am making an effort to be more positive. Repeat.
Or maybe regarding your English.
I am making an effort to listen to English every day.
Hopefully that is true. Let's repeat. I am making an effort to listen to English every day.
Another great phrase in this category is I am trying to stick to.
Oh, stick to. That is a wonderful phrasal verb. S-T-I-C-K. To stick, like glue. When you stick to a habit or a plan, you continue doing it even when it is hard. You don't quit.
So if you started a diet, you might say, I am trying to stick to my diet.
That means you are trying not to cheat. You are trying to follow the rules. Let's practice. I am trying to stick to my diet. Repeat.
Or maybe a budget. You want to save money.
I am trying to stick to my monthly budget.
Listen again. I am trying to stick to my monthly budget. Your turn.
Maybe you have a study schedule. You promise to study for 30 minutes a day.
I am trying to stick to my study schedule.
Repeat. I am trying to stick to my study schedule.
So, putting these together, we can see a full story emerging. Sarah, let's combine a struggle and an effort.
Okay, how about this? I struggle to wake up early, but I am making an effort to set an alarm.
That is a complex, beautiful sentence. It has a problem and a solution. Let's try shadowing that whole thing. I'll break it down. I struggle to wake up early,
I struggle to wake up early,
but I am making an effort to set an alarm.
but I am making an effort to set an alarm.
Now the whole thing. I struggle to wake up early, but I am making an effort to set an alarm. Repeat.
Let's try another combination. Let's use tend to and stick to.
Okay, I tend to procrastinate, so I am trying to stick to a strict schedule.
Ooh, that is sophisticated. Procrastinate means to delay work. Let's break it down. I tend to procrastinate,
I tend to procrastinate,
so I am trying to stick to a strict schedule.
so I am trying to stick to a strict schedule.
Altogether, I tend to procrastinate, so I am trying to stick to a strict schedule. Your turn.
You are doing a great job. These are long sentences, but they express real thoughts. You are moving far beyond I wake up at 7.
We have one more category of phrases before we get to our final story practice. We need to talk about stopping and starting. When we change our lives, we usually stop doing something bad and start doing something good. In English, we have perfect phrasal verbs for this.
The verbs are give up and take up.
Let's start with give up. To give up means to stop doing something, usually a habit. It is similar to quit, but give up is very common for habits.
You can give up smoking. You can give up sugar. You can give up social media.
The structure is give up plus a noun, or give up plus an ing verb. For example, I want to give up sugar.
Repeat that. I want to give up sugar.
Or with a verb, I want to give up smoking.
Repeat. I want to give up smoking.
Note that we don't usually say stop smoking when we talk about a lifestyle change. Stop sounds like you are just putting out one cigarette right now. Give up implies a permanent lifestyle change.
That is a key difference. Give up is for the long term. Now, what about the opposite? When you start a new hobby or a new positive habit, we use take up.
Take up. T-A-K-E. Take up. This means to start doing a particular job or activity.
For example, I recently took up yoga.
That means I started doing yoga. Let's practice. I recently took up yoga. Repeat.
Or maybe reading. I decided to take up reading.
Repeat. I decided to take up reading.
You can also use it for sports. I want to take up tennis.
Repeat. I want to take up tennis.
So the pattern for a life transformation is I gave up X and I took up Y.
Let's try a sentence like that. I gave up watching TV and I took up reading.
That is a very virtuous sentence. Let's try it. I gave up watching TV.
I gave up watching TV.
And I took up reading.
And I took up reading.
All together. I gave up watching TV and I took up reading. Your turn.
Let's try one with food. I gave up fast food and I took up cooking.
Listen and repeat. I gave up fast food and I took up cooking.
These phrases, give up and take up, are essential for storytelling. They mark the turning points in your life.
We have covered so much ground today. Let's quickly review the 4 main pillars we have built.
Pillar 1, tendency. I tend to and I have a habit of.
Pillar 2, struggle. I struggle with and I find it difficult to.
Pillar 3, effort. I make an effort to and I am trying to stick to.
Pillar 4, change, give up and take up. Now, to truly consolidate this learning, we are going to do a long-form shadowing exercise. We are going to tell a story about a character named Tom. Tom is trying to change his life.
First, just listen to the story. Relax. Don't speak yet. Just let the words flow into your ears and notice the phrases we learned. Here is Tom's story.
Tom tends to be a night owl. He has a habit of staying up late playing video games. Because of this, he struggles to wake up in the morning. He often feels tired at work, and he finds it difficult to focus on his tasks. However, Tom decided to make a change. He wants to give up gaming late at night. He is making an effort to go to bed by 11 p.m. It is not easy. He struggles with the temptation to turn on the computer, but he is trying to stick to his new routine. He also took up running in the mornings to get more energy. Now, he tends to feel more alert during the day.
Did you hear all the patterns? It sounds like a natural story, doesn't it? But it is built entirely from the blocks we gave you today.
Now we are going to do the active practice. We will read the story again, sentence by sentence. We will leave a pause after each sentence. We want you to speak aloud. Copy our intonation, copy our speed. If you are in a public place, you can whisper, but moving your mouth is important.
Are you ready? Let's shadow Tom's story. Tom tends to be a night owl. He has a habit of staying up late playing video games. Because of this, he struggles to wake up in the morning. He often feels tired at work. And he finds it difficult to focus on his tasks. However, Tom decided to make a change. He wants to give up gaming late at night. He is making an effort to go to bed by 11 p.m. It is not easy. He struggles with the temptation to turn on the computer. But he is trying to stick to his new routine. He also took up running in the mornings to get more energy. Now he tends to feel more alert during the day.
Well done. Take a deep breath. You just spoke a full paragraph of descriptive, psychological English.
Let's do one more story. This one will be about learning English. This might be your story. Let's call the character Maria.
Listen first. Maria loves English, but she struggles to find time to study. She tends to be very busy with her job. She has a habit of watching movies in her native language to relax. But recently, she decided to take up listening to podcasts. She finds it difficult to understand everything, but she doesn't give up. She is making an effort to listen for 30 minutes every day. She tends to listen while she cooks. She is trying to stick to this habit for 1 month.
Okay, that is a great story. Let's shadow it together. Remember, focus on the bold phrases. Struggles to, tends to, has a habit of, take up, make an effort. Here we go. Repeat after Mark.
Maria loves English, but she struggles to find time to study. She tends to be very busy with her job. She has a habit of watching movies in her native language to relax. But recently, she decided to take up listening to podcasts. She finds it difficult to understand everything, but she doesn't give up. She is making an effort to listen for 30 minutes every day. She tends to listen while she cooks. She is trying to stick to this habit for 1 month.
Excellent work today. We have gone deep into the language of habits. We truly believe that learning English is not just about memorizing words for a test. It is about finding the words to express who you are. When you can express your struggles, I struggle to wake up, your tendencies, I tend to be quiet, and your efforts, I am making an effort to change, you connect with people on a deeper level.
That is the goal of this channel, to give you the tools to be yourself in English.
Before we finish, we have a small challenge for you. We want you to think of one habit you have. It can be a good one or a better one.
We want you to construct 3 sentences about it, using the phrases from today. Sentence 1. Describe the habit using I tend to or I have a habit of. Sentence 2. Describe a difficulty using I struggle to or I find it hard. Sentence 3. Describe your effort using I am making an effort to or I want to give up, take up.
For example, I tend to drink too much coffee. I struggle to sleep at night. I am making an effort to switch to tea.
Say your 3 sentences aloud right now. We will give you a little quiet moment to think and speak. Did you do it? If you did, congratulations. You are actively building your fluency.
If you found this lesson helpful, please consider hitting the like button. It tells YouTube that this kind of slow, calm, thorough learning is valuable. And if you know a friend who is struggling with their English confidence, share this episode with them. It might be just what they need.
We have many more step-by-step lessons coming. We are going to tackle more tenses, more vocabulary themes, and more real-life situations, always in this relaxed follow-along style.
So, thank you for spending this hour with us. Be proud of the effort you made today. You didn't just listen, you practiced, you spoke, you improved.
Remember, you tend to get better when you make an effort to practice every day. See what I did there?
I see what you did there. Keep sticking to your studies, everyone.
Goodbye for now.
See you next time. Bye-bye.